But meanwhile, as I'm getting older, my skin is starting to deteriorate.
Yeah, yeah.
And the biggest thing I started getting was over the last 30 years, I've suffered from severe dandruff all my life. And I used the most expensive stuff, even prescription strength Tegrin that you get from a doctor. But nothing would stop my dandruff. It would last for one day, at the very most 2 days. But I couldn't stop it. And my scalp was always dry. And the second thing I started suffering from in the last 10 years was psoriasis. Over here, here, and here, and my chin, I was getting red spots. And people would look at me, and I looked hideous, really. And so I had to buy cream for that. And not cheap either. And then also, my skin itself was chappy. And if you could scratch my skin, it was turned white.
Yes, yes.
It was all powdery and everything. Not to mention my hands was all dried up. And so I'm spending between 500 to 1,000 pesos a month easily. I'm between 500 to 1,000 pesos a month conservatively, but I'm actually spending more. But it's easier to relate it to people that when you spend that much money, it's expensive. That's per month. So when she said she wanted to sell soap, I was already convinced that my skin is going to get worse and worse as I get older and older, and nothing out there is going to fix it. I use the most expensive soap, Camay, Oil of Olay soap, and they're nice, but that was it. So when she said she wanted to sell soap, and she says it's bar soap, carrot soap, I already knew the properties of carrots. I already transformed my life to eating healthier. I was weighing, if you see my belt, I used to be on this notch here. I used to weigh over 260 pounds, maybe 270 pounds. And I was a size 44 waist. So you can imagine how fat I was. And so I immediately, when I found out I had high blood pressure, I cut out all my fats, my sugars, and my salt, just knocked them out. When I drink my coffee, just sugar, and I mean no sugar and no cream. And you can tell you that. And I had my internals taken care of. I even had a nice energy drink product that I was network marketing for. But I had nothing for my skin, nothing. And so when she said she had something for the skin, I bought her, she was already a dealer, so I bought her stock. But I said, and then I asked her, she was successful in already selling it. I said, how do you get more of it for a lesser price? She said, become a business center. So I bought a business center. I decided to come to the Philippines, and I expected to spend about 2, maybe 3 weeks here and then go back to the U.S. And so June picked me up at the airport and dropped us off at his place, and then we caught a bus and took it home. So what turned out to be from 3 weeks turned out to be over a year, okay? But the worst case is that she wasn't able to communicate well enough. But worse is she became too stubborn. I couldn't train her and teach her. And she wouldn't go out and do the work that I'm educating her to do. Go to the hospitals, go to the pension houses, and so forth. She wanted to just stay in her store, and sell a soap there. And she already has 60 dealers. I mean, she's not a lazy person. She just wanted to be with me. She didn't want to, didn't want to do anything. I don't know what happened, but anyway, so I fired her for many other reasons besides that. Every time we make money, she always had to pay back money. And in order for her to look like she was being successful to me, she kept borrowing money. She was actually losing money all the time. And so every time we would make money, I would have to pay back a loan. So by this time, I've lost already $5,000 I've invested. And but in the first week I was here, I did an experiment. I had all my products I was using and just put them aside. I used nothing but the regular Quincy carrot soap for 1 week, from my hair all the way down to my toes. In the first week, all my dandruff went away. My redness already started going away. and my dry skin was already gone. And an added bonus was that I felt like I had lotion on my hands, even though it was just a soap. And over the course of a year, a lot of different things have happened. And the most major thing that happened, if you touch my hair, you notice the softness in my hair? No, touch my hands. Yeah. You know how soft my hands are?
Oh, very soft.
Yeah, I can tell you don't use Quincy for your hands, even yours. You don't use it on your hands enough. See that dryness?
Yeah.
That's because you don't use it enough. The secret I discovered with Quincy is I use it every day, number one, for the whole body. And number two, when I would do laundry, I wash my hands with Quincy afterwards. If I did dishes, I wash my hands with Quincy afterwards. Every time I had detergent of any kind, I always use Quincy. And whenever I go to someone's house and I use a CR, and I have to use their soap, and I hated doing that. And so I would use their soap, and my hands they didn't like it, but I used it. But when I got home, Quincy soap right away. And so I pampered my body so that my whole skin, everywhere, is soft. Yeah, I even had wrinkles. A little bit of wrinkles. I didn't even notice it until about maybe a few months ago. They're gone. And so because the skin is softer, the wrinkles come from the skin getting harder. And that's just a thought. I'm not an expert in any way of any of this stuff. I only know by using it that it works. And so when you compare the cost of 500 to 1,000 pesos a month, I'm using 2 bars of soap in a month. That's 120 retail versus 1,000 or even 500. So for me, it's a no-brainer.